What's up, everybody? My name is Ty Stevenson.
Chug it, chug it.
Almost, there's a little bit left. Oh, no, just spit that little bit out. But, yeah, you're with Ty Stevenson and Move there in China. And this is our little Keglet. This is our 64 ouncer. This is my first time pouring out of this one. It's a full keg. Right now, it's a Scorpion Bowl from Stone, which is where I work. And I get a free fill of this every day if I wanted to. And I've had this beer in there for about a week and a half now, and it's been about on 25 psi with my little CO2 system and regulator and tap handle here. And so this will be our first sample. Woo, that's coming out super fast.
Damn.
PSI was a little high. Look at all that foam.
So what was that at?
25 psi, and since I poured it right now, it dropped down to 20 psi. And so I'm gonna let this foam die down a little bit, and then I'll pour some more and hopefully come out not as foamy.
So is there a way to release the pressure without
yeah, so if
pouring?
you look right, I can't see what you're looking at, but on this side there's the pressure relief valve. I can barely hold it up, and so I'll just go like this. Listen.
Yeah, I hear it. So that's a better way to get it down to the PSI that we want, right?
Yeah, exactly. So if it's ever too high, you just do that, and it'll drop the PSI down. And I just kind of want to see how it would pour.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's just testing the product, but we need to get it to where it won't do that for the customer. So we need to give them like a guide.
And like I said, that was the first pour. Maybe, I don't know, maybe there's so much carbonation. I have no idea. I don't usually do that, but first pour could be like that.
Well, I think if you just use the pressure release, it should be fine, right?
Yeah, I think just in general, when you if it really is like a little mini keg. On the big scale, you have 55 gallons of that beer, and you usually have to waste at least one full pint of beer on that keg once it's new tap. So same concept generally, but a lower scale than one full beer.
Yeah, but people aren't going to want to waste one out of their 4 beers.
No, they're not going to do that on this. This would be, I'm just exactly that. Shouldn't be like that. But I think it was too high, and I could drop it down to 10 and see how it pours in, and I think it would pour
10.
I think it should be between like 8 and 10, 12 psi.
Okay.
That's general. I would say 12 psi is probably better than 8. 8's like super slow.
Does that depend on the beer?
Not so much. That's just general serving. I think if you go down in detail, it probably will, but I'm not going to be able to tell you every single PSI, every single beer should be able to be served at. But this was not all the way full, but you can see right up to here with foam, and now with not much beer. But it'll go away. But yeah, let's talk about it.
Yeah, so we just got our quotes for our first potential order from Sarah, our supplier.
And if you guys have been listening, we had our last meeting was with Sarah. They're both out in China, him and Sarah, and she had her little assistant with her. And you can check that out on Facebook and YouTube.
Yeah, and I don't think it's on Facebook yet.
Oh, not on Facebook yet. Okay, YouTube and podcast.
It should be on our website for sure, but I'll get it up soon. It's definitely on Spotify. We're on Spotify.
Yeah, I need to check that out. I still don't have any podcasts on Spotify.
I don't know how to access the data though. Like I don't know how many viewers or listeners we've had, but anyways, it's out there.
Is it on Podomatic? Is that what you're going through?
Yeah, it's hosted on Podomatic, but it's also.
I think that's where the data would be.
Yeah, I've been looking for it, and maybe that's maybe it does automatically go there, and we just don't have any listeners. But
Yeah, that's
But
extremely
yeah,
possible, dude.
it's
Like
definitely possible.
when I started putting out my Waters Brewer walks with Remy when I would walk her and talk about beer, I had I had no downloads, no listeners, and then I saw one, and I was like, yeah, dude, someone listened to my shit. It was a cool feeling. And then it
Yeah,
got up to eventually after 23 episodes, I got 8 downloads per episode towards the end, which
that's
still
pretty
is not
good.
a lot, but if I maybe did 100, that 8 could have been like 60, and then boom, that's cool. That's
Yeah,
good
but yeah, I think we should definitely change the name. I agree
of
with that.
this. Yeah,
Of the talks, yeah. Keglet talks is just too
it's what is it?
narrow. It's
What
too
is
narrow of a search
Yeah,
because no
I
one
think
knows
so.
what a keglet is.
I think so too. I know some people like if we look at it, this may be our main pillar of marketing is the podcast is what we're doing this talk
Yeah, it's
about.
our main content production.
And so maybe we should on all these we should always stick to pretty much business, and then Mindful Mondays can be its own thing. But
Yes, of course.
some of the biggest podcasters they have a product just like what we are trying to do, and they don't really associate the podcast with that product too much. So maybe their podcast would be like something very motivational based, and then they sell like workout equipment or something.
Yeah, so well, do you think we should still talk about the entire process that we're going through?
Bit like business.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the business
on
part.
this for sure,
Yeah,
100%.
okay.
I don't know if we
Cool.
should talk about it as much on Instagram. I feel like that should be more like not behind the
Product
scenes
based.
business. Yeah, more product, more
Product, beer.
product
Yeah,
line
yeah. I
business.
like it.
Like if you think of it as like a mom and pop shop, maybe you have your office, which none of the customers see what really happened in the office, but that's where all the magic happens. And then you have the front of the line customer service, which everyone sees, and that would be like Instagram, for example. This is more behind the scenes, back office stuff.
Yeah, yeah. So, so yeah, I like the international business as like kind of like in the title.
Oh yeah, so how about we just talk say online international business podcast? Is there anything simply of that nature?
Um, yeah, I haven't checked, but
Yeah, exactly. So maybe we could look up what you could look up what's on Spotify, and I can look up what's on iTunes. And for the international business aspect podcast, I know there's lots of like entrepreneurial podcasts and a lot of business startup podcasts, but international, I don't really know if there's much. Um,
I'm
so
sure
that
there's
could be more
something. But
niche.
yeah, I think we have to make a clever name.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
the biggest podcast for entrepreneurs is called EO on Fire, Entrepreneur on Fire. It's like I wouldn't say that's the coolest name, but
yeah, but they have like the keywords, you know.
Entrepreneur on Fire.
And
Yeah, I mean,
fire's like become a big like word.
Fire legit. Just come up with some special word we look up in the dictionary.
Yeah, well, I mean, like we can have like the words like international is a good one. Entrepreneur is
International
a good one.
business, bitches.
Business, yeah, maybe like world,
IBB. IBB.
like
World
world.
Business Talks.
Yeah, but that makes it sound like it's like the world economy, you know?
Yeah.
I think it should be like about entrepreneurship and like starting a business.
Okay, so starting up an international business. Or is that too long?
Starting,
That's something I like. I really don't know what's out in the market, so I have nothing to compare off what the name should be right now. Besides Entrepreneur on Fire, um, there's one called Build Your Tribe. It was a marketing podcast I would listen to. Gary Vaynerchuk has the Gary V Experience. Joe Rogan has
it's just
Joe
like
Rogan podcast.
Joe Rogan experience.
Yeah, but
Anyways,
so
yeah,
over there,
we'll
it's
think
like
of something, and I
yeah,
think
come up,
it's
think of a couple
a good
names.
idea to change.
Maybe ask your dad. He has some pretty good ideas for that stuff.
He doesn't know any. He doesn't even know what podcasts are, though.
Okay, well then, yeah, maybe not.
Yeah,
Um,
we'll see.
and,
But
and so yeah, talk about Sarah and what she said.
yeah, so we got the quote from Sarah. We wanted to place an order for 50 units of the 64 ounce. The 2-liter one with the tap system.
And that's what I just showed you guys right there. The
Yeah.
64 ouncer with the tap system and regulator and tap handle and with the keglet on the side.
And then we got the 48 units of the 128, the 4-liter keg, just the keg, no tap system.
So that's a big one, no tap system.
Okay. Order, because the tap part is the more expensive part, so we wanted to just keep our costs a little lower and buy half of the amount of tap systems and then ship them to whoever wanted them.
So I think that's if we do go the route that like we don't want to market it as a CO2 and tap handle system, more of just the growler itself. That's gonna change a lot of like the way you do marketing. I feel like because that was one of our special indicators is a tap handle and CO2 system.
Right.
Now
Well,
that
I think,
it goes
yeah,
away,
I think we need to keep that.
okay, then
But we don't have to only send it with
not gonna
those,
be
because
like
some people won't want to pay that much, and
that's okay.
they're pretty cool anyway.
Yeah, I think it's cool. I just got to figure it out. So that's basically it. Like the PSI
Yeah.
just ups some more. I'm gonna have to turn it back down.
But so then we wanted to order 100 of the CO2 cartridges, which are 90 cents. So, oh, plus the delivery. Don't forget the delivery.
Shipping is always a bitch, dude. Logistics are not easy.
Yeah, so the delivery, they're door to door with their freight forwarder. They're telling us it's going to be $981 just for the delivery,
$981.
not even including the import taxes.
$981? What the fuck, dude? Are you kidding
Yeah,
me?
so that's like half of what our original budget was.
$981. I find that to be like ridiculous. This
Yeah,
got
so we need to figure something else out. How do you want to go about it?
you can start looking online. How to ship? Like how big of boxes are these? Are they all gonna be like this size box? That's
Well,
what they came.
the
Like we need 100 of those. That's like a whole pallet's worth.
yeah, well, that's more, I think.
A whole pallet, probably maybe half a pallet. But $981, almost $1,000 to get that shipped over here.
Yeah, so the total for our quote is $4,479.
Fucking $4,000, dude.
Yeah, so but I was just calculating like the delivery cost adds $10 per unit.
Yeah, okay.
So, I mean, if you look at it like that, it's not terrible, but obviously it's a pretty decent amount. Here's another thing that I was thinking of. Maybe someone in the U.S. already has thousands of these.
Maybe.
And maybe we can find a supplier in the U.S., but it wouldn't be an international business at that point.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the price would be.
It'd still be the same concept of like business would still be roughly similar, I think.
E-commerce, yeah.
Yeah, e-commerce. Yeah, let's both look into that. I'll check that out too.
Yeah, so we'll look into that. Also, I think if we don't do, I mean, we can't afford this, I don't think, right?
4,000? No, that's too much.
Yeah, so what would you want to make it get down to?
That's way like because what?
That's way too much. Yes, I can't afford
that's
that.
like double the amount of what I'm even thinking. Like I was looking to drop when we first started. What I said, $500, and then you too.
Yeah, and then we
Times
added
more than what we were thinking at the beginning. You know.
Yeah, and also
How much profit could we make on that? We could maybe
yeah,
make.
I was trying to think that too. So I was thinking maybe we should just cut out the 4-liter kegs.
Just okay. If we cut the big kegs out, then
Or should we try to focus on selling those?
I don't know. Though I still think they're really tall and long and don't really fit in fridges very easily. Um,
Okay.
like that's just one downfall I see. I have to lay it
Yeah.
down in my fridge and like make sure the door closes properly so it doesn't hit the tap handle, which is very frugal and can get pulled real quick with a touch of a pinky. um,
Yeah, so we can
the
maybe
small
do you
one
want to try
even
to just cut
like
those out?
huh?
You want to just try to cut those out then?
We could also just have them just to have them. Like I think just the growler itself is fine. I think if you have because how much does those growlers itself cost without the CO2 thing?
They're only $16.
Yeah, exactly. So with that, even with a mold, maybe it comes out to $20 a unit or whatever, you know. That's
But
you
the
could
thing
sell those
is,
for like
they're
80.
the biggest things and they take up a lot of, they're like taking up a lot of space on the ships and they're probably driving up the cost of the delivery.
I'm just thinking if that's all it costs is $20 per unit of that, you could totally sell that for 80 to 100, maybe 120, especially with the
Oh,
logo. You don't think someone would pay because they're 128. They're not normal 64.
yeah, but I
Just
think you
the
can just
idea of
go on
seeing
and get
it
one of those for
128.
50 easy.
What's up?
I think you could just find one for $50 online.
Okay, maybe 60 then. I think 50s would be cheap to find a big one like that. We have
Maybe.
one at Stone that it's pretty cool graphic design and it's one of those thermo with one of those a hand it looks like a giant mug. They charge $65 and after tax it's like $72.
So do they have taps?
No, it's just a lid.
So what if we just sold the taps for these little things?
You just want to sell taps.
No, that's stupid.
I'm
Yeah, I
thinking
don't.
like if you can find a way to sell taps for the glass growlers and the typical growlers that all breweries pretty much sell here in the US, you can make money, but I don't think those glass can hold the PSI like these stainless steel ones can
No,
anymore.
I don't want to deal with the glass ones at all. That would create
Yeah,
too much headaches.
super hard. So like I'm thinking we could sell the combo, but it's fucking $4,000. Maybe you should
That's too
ask
much. Maybe our first order should just be the 64s and then we can expand after.
okay, and so let's go with that and see what the price will come out to after that.
Yeah, so take
And
away
we
all
don't
of
even I
the.
wouldn't say we need a CO2 system for all those. Like let's if let's say
Yeah.
for let's have half of our let's say we order for example 164-ounce keglets. Let's only do 50. So half of what we order should be CO2. That way it covers half. And if we need to order more, then we can order more. And you can always find this exact same stuff in the US too. So if we get a massive order and everyone wants the pairing, we could just get this shit from the US for a little
Well,
bit.
so right now we have the we have an order for 50 of the 64 ounces with the tap
50,
system.
50 of the 64 ounces, and they all have tap systems.
Yeah, and that ends up being 2,600.
So what if we cut that down to just 25 tap systems
Just 25 tap systems.
and 50 kegs? Here, let's try it. Hold on. Ready?
Ready.
Nope. Still too high.
So what's that?
What's up?
So what's that?
What do you mean, what's that?
What PSI is that?
I think it's just, I don't think this regulator is working as smoothly as I'd like. It keeps going up and down.
Well, yeah, so that's why we're getting a better one.
And this is also why I'm testing it out right now. Like, I think I just
Yeah.
released a good amount of pressure and it's still fluctuating between 12 and 15. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm just testing.
But so the 128 seemed to work better, you're saying, right?
It does now, yeah. Um, yeah, so let's shoot for 50 mini kegs and 25 CO2 systems for 2,000. That's
That
gonna
might bump up the cost because they want us to do the 48 units
of the CO2 system.
of. I'll see what they tell us, but yeah, I'll see what they tell us.
Because like that shipping price is ridiculous.
Well, but if we cut out all of the big kegs, that will really lower the price. I'm
I know,
hoping.
and
I'm
also
assuming.
like if we could use that not as a tool, but like we know that we have that 128 ounce in our armory basically. We can choose when to use that piece of equipment whenever we want. We come out with a special release fucking Christmas 128 ouncer, you know, and charge Primo for that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, we'll be able
Like I
to,
think
like,
if we
we
get our
want more
first,
money even.
like for me in my head, like I feel like I can't do a lot of the work I need to do to market the business because we don't have a product. So I want to
I feel the same way. I
So,
feel
like, if we can get that first logo with the skyline of San Francisco and either embedded Keglet or the laser printed Keglet, and get that in hand, and boom, okay, and now we can take pictures. Now we can send out maybe one or two or five or whatever to influencers. Boom, boom. We can
I think
have
we should run a contest or two.
that'd be a good idea. Like the initial, let's get the ball rolling contest.
Yeah,
If, how long would you like to host it for?
maybe a month.
A whole month. So do
I
you
don't.
think?
Yeah, I don't know. I've never done it.
I think.
I think
I
a
mean,
month would be good
this
because
is
then it
pretty
like we
big.
can have ads running and running for a whole
So
month
yeah, so what
just to
I'm
get
thinking
more
is
people in there.
usually the bigger the prize, such as like a fucking all-inclusive trip to Hawaii, for example, that can be a month long. That can be even like 3 months long. The lower the price, the lower the value, the shorter the amount of time. I've come to realize. So maybe a month might be okay for this. This how much? It depends how much we're gonna value it at.
Yeah, so I think maybe what if we could also hold like a contest for like a design creation eventually maybe. Like they
Like
can like win a keg with their design on it, and then that will also be
yeah,
a design that we use,
I
like a
think that would be a
limited
good idea later in the future.
later. Yeah, but yeah, for the first one, I think we just have to like have a contest where they use our hashtag and our name
So
and
what I like,
follow us.
if whatever I like to do is I like to, for something this big, you can make people do a lot of stuff. Like this is a pretty unique gadget, I think. You don't see a lot of tap system kegs, growlers. And so what I would like to do is if we did host a contest, which I would like to do as well, I would have to have them follow us, have them tag either one or I like to do three of their friends.
Ooh, I like that.
And maybe even with this, like us on Facebook. They really don't know if you check or not, and honestly, I don't ever check. But that's just me personally.
Just for marketing.
Um,
Well, I think for the winner, like we should check for the winner. Like
yeah,
pick a
that's
random person and check.
but
But
that could be a thing that can go on. Maybe we give out four over the span of 1 month. Every week we pick a winner.
yeah, I like it. I like that.
Um,
That's like ongoing, and like we can announce like the winner, and people will see like, oh, this guy won.
and that
And
also and that also sets kind of a final date. After that month, anyone can buy them. That would be our starting day of business, basically.
I like that. I like that because yeah, our first month, like on the first day of the month,
So
we could shoot for
what do
like
we need?
February 1st.
Yeah, I think February 1st is a great deadline. So that gives us a
Yeah,
month
I
and a half.
like that. So I
So
think
within two
maybe we
weeks, we
should
have to get
just
a skyline of San Francisco. And are they? Would you like her to ship us a sample? Ship you or me? It's probably you actually. You're closer now.
she could ship me a sample, I suppose.
I think it would take a lot less money and time for her to ship just you a sample compared to me for the next sample of the San Francisco
What
skyline.
kind of sample? Like the whole unit with
The
the
six.
tap?
Uh, yeah, you need to have the tap system.
I found out about this little craft beer place run by an American in my city.
A little what place?
A little craft brewery.
Oh, really? Nice. Run by an
Yeah.
American?
So I'm gonna need to go. I don't know where they're from, but
Make
he's
that your
from the
local hangout.
U.S.
Become friends with him. Give him a fucking free keglet.
Yeah,
That's the
it's
kind of
possible.
shit that like building those kind of relationships are great, man. I
Yeah,
did a
so
lot
I
of
just
that
heard
when I was
about
on
this the other
vacation.
day, but I want to go in with my keglet,
Of
like
course.
first.
Yeah, you want to
Yeah,
be that guy, so that's why I think you should get the next sample with the CO2 system.
yeah, and
But
it would be nice to have one of my
yeah,
own.
you
So
saw you saw how this poured, right? It was like, all of this was foam. Now I have
yeah,
such beer. Like this is probably 2/3 of a full beer. This is a tall glass, and I've tasted it, and it still tastes just the same. Scorpion Bowl, baby.
cool. Yeah, so I'm going to need to. I want to go in with my growler and get it filled by that guy.
Yeah, I think that'd be great.
It would be awesome.
And then
Um,
give him a business card too. Be like, and then be like, boom. You
yeah, we
like?
need to make business cards. You got a good point. That's a big thing.
I always give out business cards, especially when they're personal little businesses like this and my little Waters Brewer one. I love giving out those business cards.
I've always bought business cards, but we don't. We haven't even tried to make one yet.
No, that was kind of actually one thing I started with when I did Waters Brewer was make my logo for my business cards. Now I don't have anymore. Yeah,
Yeah, so we need to make some. It's cheap too, so let's just
we
do
need
it.
that logo. Should we since should how should we do? We should do this first logo, Keglet number one, as the logo for the business cards, and then
Keglet
like
number one.
maybe or oh like what's on the logo here? What you designed, the Keglet,
Oh, just the original. Yeah.
and then
We could,
that's OG cards right there. And then as we get better with different logos or whatever, then we can go with that. But that's just an idea.
yeah, I like that. So yeah, so business cards is something important. Maybe I mean, I'm sure I could just order some in China super easily as well. Um, and then you can order them on your side.
Yeah, it's not hard. Uh,
No. But so right now we're going to cut out the 4 liters right now, right? The 128
yeah,
for this
so
first, just for the first order. We'll expand.
like
And
I said, we have that in our arsenal. Like think of it like I just thought of this, but think of it like the military. We have these different tools we can use. Do we want to use our special force snipers, or do you want to hold back and not use them?
whoa.
Let's hold back on that. Hold back.
Yeah, so we should do that. And
Okay.
then we can.
So right now we're looking at 50 64-ounce kegs with 25 CO2 systems
You think we
plus
should only do
shipping.
25? I think we should do all 50, even though it's going to be a little bit more.
You think we should? Why do you think we should do all 50? You think that's gonna be? You think more people want the CO2 system and
The
fucking
keg.
regulators and tap handle?
Um, well, I mean, the whole system. Yeah, I think that people would like that. And like
Yes.
just for the first order, it'll be like a really like unique thing, I think. And if we give away 5 or 6 or whatever, we're just going to not even have that many to sell.
Yeah, yeah. Let's do it then. Fuck it.
So that would be 2,630
That's all right. I got $2,000 coming my way from my investors in like fucking 5 days.
plus 90 for the ship or for the food grade CO2 cartridge. We could maybe look to see if there's any US alternatives for better CO2s,
Yeah.
bulk. Um,
Uh, yeah. We could figure it out. Um.
and so, okay, so it's 777 off plus the shipping. I would say that's probably like half of it would be like half the shipping, wouldn't it?
Probably.
So we'll say 400 off. So 400 plus 777. So that's like almost 1,200 cheaper. So it'd still be around 3,500 more
Yeah,
or
that's
less.
still like 700 more than what we just thought of.
It's true. Okay, so what if we went for like 35 tax
Yeah.
system?
Yeah, and a little. Okay, I see what you're saying. And that's fine. I think whatever we can do to make it a reasonable price to start with, because we still don't know if we can even sell this shit. You
True.
know, it's hard for me to drop, for me, what's a lot of money right now, which in turn won't be a lot of money at all, on something I don't know that I can quite sell yet.
Yeah. Yeah, so let me write this down. So,
All right, I'm gonna pour a little bit more here. See how it goes this time. Our PSI is at about 13.
mhm.
Can you see? Nope, still foam. I can feel it getting a little bit better though. Right. That dropped it down to now 11. Whoa. There's some towel. There we go. Big mess. Just making a mess. Alright. Let me clean this bitch. Move this on my yoga mat. Luckily, I got a gajillion paper towels. Gajillion. Okay, good bitches. Alright. So, what else do we gotta talk about? We talked about the logo. How are we gonna get this new logo? Do we want to just say
Okay,
fuck
so I
America?
have a website. I found a website that has a lot of like options. So we just have to decide on one and buy it, I think. Um,
Just do it.
yeah, it's gonna be
I don't-
hard.
It's not like a fucking $300 or something.
It's
I'm
like
okay with spending because, like,
$40 max.
yeah, what we're looking at's really not very complicated.
Yeah, so okay, so we got that. Yeah, let me see.
And are we talking about for the skyline or the little keglet?
Oh yeah, so I don't think she really understood that, but I need to make her know what I mean.
Okay. Oh, you make her know what you mean.
Anyways,
Whatever, dude. Uh,
so
so we talked about that. So we're gonna start with about 50 units of the 64 ounces, maybe 35 of the CO2 to make it a reasonable price for us. It's still gonna cost around $3,000
mhm.
after shipping. Logo is gonna cost less than 100, hopefully. And by logo, we mean San Francisco skyline going around the bottom half of the keglet. Um, okay, that'll pretty much empty our bank account. And then what else? We need to come up with a new name. I'll just brainstorm over the next day or two.
For the
And
podcast, right?
for the podcast, yeah.
Yeah.
We want it to be something more business oriented, I guess.
Yes. I think that's right.
Absolutely. Um,
Entrepreneurial, international. Okay, so yeah, I'll contact Sarah with our new information.
what do you
She
think
already
about,
knows we have a pretty big budget, but I think she'll be pretty disappointed. Of
dude?
course,
Tell
'cause she's
her.
a salesperson, so
Of course, have her just invest.
after what?
Have her invest. Hey, Sarah, you want to just throw $1,000 on there?
Yeah,
No.
yeah, maybe. Nah, I don't think she will. But that might like the small amount of units might raise our costs.
Yeah, of course. Quantities of scale, baby. I just think that shipping price is so fucked. I
Yeah.
feel that's what we got to do too. So over the next couple days, I'll brainstorm some ideas for the Keglet talks. I will also look into shipping from China to US. That's not ridiculously high.
Yeah. Yeah, the freight forwarder, I think it's like their own freight forwarder.
Special
So
one.
they're Huh?
It's a special one for that they use.
Yeah, it's just the one that they use, I think.
So okay, so there could be more.
Yeah, I don't know if this is a normal price or if this is like a ridiculous price. It seems ridiculous, but
That's
we
what
don't
I'm
know.
saying. Like that's a
Honest.
like might as well just find a supplier here in the U.S. We wouldn't have to pay
If it's gonna
thousands
be that
much.
expensive, if it's gonna be that expensive, maybe.
Like that cuts cost. Like you said, it adds $10 every unit. That's like 30% right there, huh?
But yeah, that's a lot. Yeah, so we got that. Um, yeah, I think that's kind of it for right now. We just need to settle on this logo, make business cards, um, get a new quote. And Sarah was telling me about how they're going to go on vacation in January. I I don't know if
Oh,
that's
that's right.
exact.
I forgot that they do that whole like Chris Chinese for like a week or two. No,
That's in
nothing happens.
February.
It's in the beginning of January.
It's in the beginning of February.
So right when we'd want to be launching.
Yeah, well, no, that's fine because we want to have already had them ship it to us. We want to have it
Yeah,
in
so
our
we
hands.
wouldn't really need them at this point, right? That's
Yeah.
ideal.
But also, I'm going to the Philippines during Chinese New Year.
Hey, nice.
Yeah,
How
just
far is
gonna
that?
take. It's not that far. It's like a 2 hour, 2.5 hour flight to this other city in China, and then it's like a 2 hour flight to the
Yeah,
Philippines.
it's not even bad. Like 4 hours to get to the Philippines.
Five or
Are you going to
six.
Manila?
Manila, yeah.
I wanted to
Yeah.
fly to Manila when I go out there, which will probably be in like 3 years, assuming.
Oh, I'll try to check out that brewery. How about that?
Dude, I think I might know a home brewer or two in Manila. We got to remind me that you're going to go, and maybe I'll
You're gonna
try
have
to
to
meet
tell
you.
me about, give me that information about your partner.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, my investor. I wasn't even thinking that. He has a brewery in Manila. I'll definitely
Yeah.
let you know what it is. Cool.
Yeah, you're going to
Think that.
have to, and I'll try to bring the keglet.
Yeah, dude, have him fill it there. That'd be
I
so
don't know
awesome.
if I'll be able to, though. Yeah, I don't know if I'll be able to because I
Yeah.
only have carry-ons.
Yeah, I mean, that's a weird and big-ish thing to carry. I probably wouldn't bring it.
I'm not,
But
I'm
it would
definitely
be
not
cool.
going to.
Yeah, it would be cool though.
But yeah, it
Uh,
would. But I would like to check that place out.
I
Yeah, I
think
hope
that's
you're
it.
there.
I started reading this new book today. My friend, she got it for me about a year and a half ago and forgot to give it to me until I saw her like a couple days ago.
Oh yeah, that's
Atlas.
pretty cool looking.
Apparently, these guys they went all over the world. They're geographers, but they like craft beer and homebrew, and they documented all their journeys on this book. And it's kind of like what I wanted to do. Anthony Bourdain of beer, baby. And so I
Hmm.
just started reading it today.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's I like those big books. When I'm rich, I'm going to have a bunch of those big ass books.
Oh, I'm gonna have a library. I already can. Already, I'm like, look at this. Literally, as we're sitting here in this chair. What else do you want? You get to
Hmm.
see my two favorite books. The best book in the world, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. If I can have one person to talk to for the rest of my life, it'd be Napoleon Hill. The Alchemist, second best book. I just listened to it on my hike today for like the 18th time. And I haven't finished this book, but I haven't even read it in a long time. Whatever.
Yeah, I need to start listening a little bit more again.
You know, literally every day, all I do is listen. I started listening to the Tao of Seneca again, and it's just like basic philosophies of life. Learn to have less desires, basically.
Hmm.
um, yeah.
Less desires. What
There's,
about the desire to be rich?
if you can, oh, that's always a desire of mine. But if you can be happy without it, you'll be even more happy with it. That's my thought. Like I'm okay with what I have, and I know I don't have much. I
Same.
always want more, and I think I'll be happier when I have more. But I'm okay. I'm happy. I'm good.
I do.
But business wise, what else we got to say? Website. I haven't looked at the website in like a week.
Yeah, so you know how we had that Keglet logo that like had that big ass white spot?
Yeah, I think.
I changed it. Take a look at it. And you can look at it
Um,
now or later.
is the website live? Can I go to keglet.com right now?
I'm not sure.
Okay, I'm gonna make it live. I'm gonna, if anything, I'm just gonna have a landing page and kind of describe what Keglet is and that will be launching soon. Blah blah blah. Collect
I
emails,
think it is
hopefully.
one.
Okay. I'm gonna start marketing it more. I need to look into Facebook more. I need to figure out how to create more of a setting a group around Facebook.
Yeah.
Something I'm not good at, but need to work on.
Yeah. But yeah, so I think that's about it.
Cool.
Got anything else?
No, I think I'm good.
Yeah, we just gotta create the business cards. Uh,
Logo, price.
Decide on the logo. Yeah. Yeah, I think we're doing well.
Going slowly but surely, baby.
Yeah.
Slowly but
It's not
surely.
a real rush. I mean, we missed the Christmas rush, so
That's what I'm saying. It's not a real rush. I'm not too worried. This will be going around for 6 years, ideally. I still have Waters Brewery going. I didn't expect shit out of that business, and it's been 3.5 years. I don't make a lot from it, but I make more than I don't make, if that makes sense. But I put in a little bit of work, not too much, and it looks good on a resume. If
yeah.
you use one.
I just like to think that I'll never need a resume again.
That's I
But
still have that
you
mindset.
never
That's
know. Yeah,
why
maybe I will. I don't
no,
think so.
dude.
But
I need for this last job.
I was just thinking like Pliny comes out at that time.
Dude, Pliny the
Younger.
motherfucker. Yeah, the Pliny the
February.
Younger. Yeah, the first 2 weeks in February.
So what if we could get it out and like kind of make it like
You can't.
coincide with Pliny?
I don't think you can bring that in and get Pliny
No, you
fans.
can't fill it, but we can kind of like ride off of Pliny's hype.
Oh, go with that. Maybe.
Kind of, yeah.
I
I
don't
never
know.
had Pliny the Younger, have you?
Yeah, I've had it 3 different times now, and it's tasted different every time.
Wait.
I've waited at most an hour and a half. Some people wait 8 hours.
I know, that's ridiculous. It tasted different every time.
Tastes different every time. The first time was really good. I enjoyed it a lot. This is also when I was getting into craft beer, so I didn't really know what to look for as much. I went the next year. This is my now year and a half into craft beer, and I thought it tasted extremely alcoholic. And it is a 9.8%, I want to say, or
Mm.
10.2, I think, 10.2%. So it's pretty alcoholic, but you got to be able to hide that shit. And I don't think they did quite well in that one. And this is a beer that won
Yeah.
the best beer in the world for 8 years in a row, mind you. And the third time I tried it, it was kind of a mix between. I liked it, but it wasn't as good as what I remembered the first time. And then I didn't go last year.
Yeah, I've never been. I had Altamont's triple the recently though. That was pretty good. Scarcity.
They opened up a new tap room.
Yeah, I saw that.
I didn't
That's
know.
cool. Yeah, I didn't know until the other day, but that's great. I've been waiting for them to expand for years.
Yeah, they've been in that same little spot forever.
Yeah, I guess. Well, you know the new place is like just the building next door or something.
Yeah, I didn't think it was very far, but it looks nice from the
Yeah,
picture that I saw.
yeah, it does.
Right
Yeah, it
out.
looks much nicer.
Okay.
Yeah, cool. But
Okay,
anything else?
I think that's it until the next non-Keglet talk.
Yup. Sweet. All right. So I'm gonna stop recording. We're good. All right. Peace.